Changing weather patterns across the globe continue to make headlines and drawing immense conversations as shocks brought about by climate change remain a matter of grave concern for many countries. Cognizant of the fact that God created the universe with utmost perfection according to the book of Genesis, the past few years has, however, seen environmental degradation mainly attributed to human activities that continue leaving behind a trail of unprecedented destruction. High appetite for mangrove trees, for example, the amount of abandoned and discarded fishing gears among other marine debris found in the ocean has led to serious ecological impacts such as entanglement, ingestion, and chemical contamination threats to marine life. At least 70% of local communities living adjacent to Kenya's mangrove forest rely on solid biomass energy, mainly firewood and charcoal, as the primary source of fuel for cooking. This over-reliance on the traditional cooking methods and solid fuels has also had a great impediment and enormous burden on mangrove forest restoration. However, all is not lost. In a bid to reduce the pressure on mangrove as well as carbon emissions, a group of youth and women in Mikindani in Jomvu constituency at Kenya's coastal city of Mombasa, through empowerment efforts, have now taken upon themselves to hold monthly mangrove planting initiatives in a bid to try and restore what is considered to being the only natural forest in the city.
We are doing community beach cleanups and mangrove restoration after every 2 weeks. But for the beach cleanups, all we do is we are currently just picking the solid waste which are being thrown to the creek, which make their way to the main creek of the ocean here.
The tedious drive, often spearheaded by Jomvu-based Majestic Charitable Trust Foundation, often ensures that mangrove saplings are distributed during their countless plantation drives in the erosion-prone areas throughout the year, creating a bioshield and protecting several sites from ever-increasing climate disasters.
We are planting mangroves. We have trained our youth on how to cultivate mangroves.
We can say that there is a coastal protection. By coastal protection, what do we mean? We are protecting our area here and the fish ponds against high tides, because when the tides are high from the creek level, you'll find that the waves are being subsidized as they come inwards. So by the time they reach our ponds, the waves are a little bit more downshifted. So you'll find that it's not easy for our ponds to break and end up for us losing our fish which are soaked, and maybe us going through losses as a result of that.
The saplings come from nurseries the community members themselves maintain. According to the foundation's chief executive, Mr. Stephen Musyoka, biodiversity-rich, rehabilitated riverine landscapes of mangroves is critical, often acting as a vital carbon sink, absorbing carbon emissions, safeguarding shorelines, raising the pH of the surrounding water, and oxygenating the waters to minimize the impacts of ocean acidification and hypoxia on a localized scale. Mangroves also provide conducive breeding sites for fish and other sea creatures.
There are a lot of animals that use the mangrove ecosystem as their habitat. We have different fish types. Maybe they have the shellfish, you have the prawns, the lobsters, and some other types of fish, also marine tilapia we have here, the milkfish, which most of them use this area as a spawning habitat. By spawning habitat, what do we mean? I mean they use this place as a place they come as a hatchery. They come and lay their eggs. With time, the fish hatch, and the seedlings or the fingerlings go back to the water and continue with the generation. All this is in regards to the blue economy, whereby we are engaging in biodiversity conservation. The mangrove ecosystem also help in carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration, that is in regards to climate change, where you get that most of the pollutants come from the air and they are filtered through the leaves. And we know that mangroves usually is a 10 times more carbon sequestrator. If you compare maybe to a mango tree and a mangrove picks up almost 10 times the carbon that will be picked up by a normal mango tree. So you get that when the pollutants are picked up from the environment, they are stored in the biomass, which is also called a blue sink for the carbon sequestration. In regards to climate mitigation or the climate change, you'll find that if we are planting more trees or more mangroves per acreage, there is more carbon that is being sourced from the climate, and also that is helping in terms of a lot of heat which we are getting from the environment, and we also have the acid rain which is released to the atmosphere. The other thing we can say that it also helps in the soil erosion controlling through the roots, which compacts the soil together and helps to keep the soil intact, which we will find there's no more silt coming to the hinterland, or no silt is being taken back to the ocean, and which the fish end up picking and not getting quality fish.